Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. Here we are. You guys, it is the first Monday of the month, the first Monday of August. And we are here. We are here. We are showing up. We are going to keep this going because at the end of the day, quitting is not an option. Now, I'm going to do what I tell everybody else to do. And I know you can't see this, but I'm actually on a treadmill right now. So I'm going to start this thing up because I always tell everybody you cannot mentally feel stuck if you're moving. And this is something that came up again when I was going through the training for the Cortina method. Now, if I get out of breath, you ought to make fun of me, okay? But I want you to remember in those times, because we all have them, in those times where it feels like life just won't stop lifing, everything is going wrong. There's random things coming up in our lives. You guys have already had to shift 3 times this morning, and it's just now almost 12:30 in the afternoon. But that's what we do. And I put a question mark beside the purpose over pressure because sometimes it's the pressure that leads us to our purpose. Sometimes, if we think about how diamonds are made, I've talked about this a lot. We think about how diamonds are made, they have to go through a lot of pressure before they get to that point where they're shiny and beautiful and we want to buy them, right? So I want you to think about that because when we talk about purpose over pressure, what we're kind of talking about there is putting added pressure on ourselves. Because I, for one, have lived that life my whole life, where I unintentionally, because it was just programming, I put added pressure on myself. That pressure kept me further away from my purpose. So the title of this video is twofold, and I really, really want you to think about this. Okay. So take a moment and I hope you're taking notes because I want you to write down, am I adding unnecessary pressure to my life? That's the first question. The second question, if so, is that helping me towards my purpose or keeping me from my purpose? That's number two. Okay. The third one, is the pressure I'm going through not added by me so that it can get me closer to my purpose? Okay. If I'm not adding the pressure, but there is pressure that exists, is that getting me closer to my purpose? Okay, those are the three. All right. Those are the three questions I want you to consider. Now, take a moment. We're going to transition. Because now that we're considering those things, here's the biggest one. When I am enduring pressure that I'm not adding to myself, okay? Because I'm telling you, this is twofold. This is important. You guys, I hope you're listening to me on this. This is important because there's two sides. There's pressure from life, and then there's the added pressure we place on ourselves because we're trying to be whatever we think everybody else wants us to be. Or if you're like me, I was trying to be a better mom than what I grew up with, but honestly, that wasn't that hard. So why did I keep putting pressure on myself to be even better and better and better? Well, because I was seeking external validation. I can answer that because I already know. I know now, but I didn't know then. All right. So you see how the movement is allowing these thoughts to come out? Because I don't have plans for these, right? I have a title, but I don't have plans for these. All right. So remember, pressure is twofold. Now, is the pressure from the outside world, not the pressure that we place on ourselves, is the pressure from the outside world, the things that we're enduring in life, are we allowing that to get us closer to our purpose? Or are we using that? I'm going to take a second here. Holy Spirit, yes. Are we using that as an excuse because we're afraid to step in our true purpose? You guys, I have lived this my whole life and I just didn't know. I didn't know. So I want you to think about these things, okay? Because as we go into another week, and for those of you in my area, I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. Our kids start school back next week. Now, if you got one like me, who is also an athlete, her stuff has already started because we're year round. We don't stop. All right. Which is why I had to shift this call because I had been doing them at 4:30 in the afternoon and on Mondays because that's what I was able to do during that time. But what happened? Well, today there had to be a sudden shift in my schedule. Now, this is also why I am grateful. And this has become a non negotiable as bad as it gets for me financially. I am not willing to give up my flexibility to miss out on more of my daughter's life because I've already done that. I miss a lot of her upbringing. So I made a commitment. I made a commitment to myself that I was going to stop chasing pipe dreams, stop chasing titles. I'm getting my PhD for me, but that's flexible too because it's online. But I made a promise that I was not going to, as much as possible. Now, when doors start opening, I'm gonna say when, not gonna say if. When the doors start opening, but that's why now I'm working on boundaries because there's gonna be times where I'm gonna have to say no, and that paycheck, that speaker fee that they're gonna pay me, is not going to be enough for me to miss my daughter's life anymore. Because while she may think she doesn't need me right now, me showing up means something. And I know that because I didn't have that when I was growing up. There's a lot of kids out there that don't have that. So even if I'm doing it for me, because I said I made a commitment to myself on behalf of her, that's all that matters. But then there's pressure. There's pressure. There's pressure. And sometimes that pressure gets to be so much that we want to quit. And that's where the face muscle gets worked the most. That's where our character gets shown. Are we quitting Or are we doing our best and putting one foot in front of the other, like I'm doing right now on this treadmill, so that when times are hard, and they are going to continue to be hard, okay? Because we're life. This is life. Life is gonna life. It's gonna keep life in. We're gonna get through one situation and something else is gonna come up. You know how I know that? Because it happens all the time. Don't get comfortable. Don't get comfortable. I've done it. I've gotten comfortable a few times. And the sad part is I already knew all these things, but it's not until it happens again and it happens big that sometimes it's like, oh, right. It's just like I always want to keep people out of the hospital with the health information, the education, all the things that I do on that end. But sometimes people got to get to the hospital first before they want to make those changes. I was the same way with certain things. So I don't judge anybody because I already know I'm just as stubborn as the next person. I'm just as human as the next person. And I can make mistakes too. I make them all the time. I'm flawed. But what I will do is I will advocate for those around me, those who allow me to advocate for them. Because I don't want the pressure to get too much, to be too much for anyone around me, because I know how that feels too. All right. I told you I was going to be out of breath. Bear with me. Hopefully, this is motivating somebody. Look, just keep moving. Just keep moving because that movement mentally, mental. We can't stay stuck if we are moving. That's why the Corsina method is so successful. That's why when I went through it and I experienced it, I was like, yes, because I have a background in movement. So I know now how important that is to mental health. So when we were going through the protocol, it all made sense to me. This is exactly how our brains work. Can't be stuck if you're moving. So if you're stuck, limiting beliefs, trauma, whatever it is, go get moving. Go get moving. Get your brain away from it. All right. I'm going to read you guys something that I came across today. I wrote this on a deployment in Suda Bay Creek. All right. Beautiful place. I wouldn't mind going back out there on vacation, not deployed. And I wrote it, I actually have the date on here, April 7th, 2008. Says, I'm in Suda Bay Creek right now. April 7th, 2008 is the present date. I just witnessed one of the most beautiful sunsets I've ever seen. It was in such control, had such presence. Unfortunately, this is why I love writing notes to myself so I can read them later. My camera is broken, so I wasn't able to capture it in a photo. But every time I read these words, and I'm going to read them to you, I'll know and remember this day and remember how that sun peeked through the distant hills and mountains so beautifully, as if to say, look at me, I dare you. You'll be so amazed. And amazed I am. Nothing else mattered at that point where the sun went down over the water and through the hills. For that moment, that one moment, nothing else matters. Now, I'm going to get to the poem, but my challenge to you is there's a reason I found this today because this is a challenge for me too. We are now going to look in the mirror when we get done here And we're going to go say, look at me, I dare you. You'll be so amazed. And I want us all to then get to a point where we can walk out into the world and be that sunset that says, look at me, I dare you. You will be amazed. I dare you. And the more we do that, we will be able to walk through these stormy situations, the pressure. We'll stop putting added pressure on ourselves because the world is doing enough of that for us. We will be able to walk through that pressure and say, look at me, I dare you. You will be amazed. You'll be amazed at what you see. The acronym C, I came up with that in 2020. Support, encourage, empower. Humble yourself. Ephesians 4:2. Humble yourself. Start seeing. Start seeing you. See you first. And once we start seeing ourselves for who God created us to be, everybody else will start seeing us that way too. The problem is, I'm including myself, I'm telling you, we do not see ourselves like we want everybody else to see us. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. The chat is open. But I can just about guarantee you, most of us, we go out into the world, we dress nice, we try to look the part. That's a whole nother conversation. We want everybody to accept us. We want everybody to see us. We want others to validate us, but we don't even see ourselves like we're meant to be seen. What do? We down ourselves. We pick out every negative thing about ourselves, and then we wonder why others aren't seeing the value in us. Right? All right, I'm gonna come off that tangent a little bit. All right. So here's the poem. It's called Sunset. Breathtakingly beautiful as I look at you. The view from above is beyond words as I glare. It's amazing how unappreciated you are. You peek over the mountains so gloriously, as if no one could ever touch you or take anything away from you. It's breathtakingly beautiful how you just come through daily. And most people don't even stop to look at you. But I did. I saw you on the horizon. You chill, waiting to see if anyone will capture you with the beauty fulfilled. My goodness, I can't believe I just witnessed you. Breathtakingly beautiful is the only way I can describe you right now. Never tainted, maybe painted, but never able to be copied. You have your own glow, your inner soul, and yet many may never appreciate you. When you come and go each day, do you feel unappreciated? Your continuous glow seems to answer no, but I wonder still. You are the most beautiful thing in this world, taking up so many colors, and yet many still do not appreciate you. But I do. I saw you. And I will continue to until the day I have to depart and look from another horizon. As for now, you and I have become one. You are breathtakingly beautiful. And that's what I'll call you because, lady, that is who you are. Now, I want you to stop for a moment because you could literally read that to yourself. Like I read that and I was just like, oh my God, that's how I feel sometimes. I feel like no one sees me. Like I'm just invisible in the world. But I know that is a lie the enemy tells me to keep me from my purpose. So let's go back. Let's go back to the beginning. Are we allowing pressure to keep us further from our purpose? Or are we allowing it to move us closer to our purpose? That is what we must identify today. Okay. I'm going to slow this down and I'm going to stop it. And I know you can't see my treadmill. You guys, that was good. And I just proved that when you're moving, you can go all in. That's why I love speaking. That's why now I love speaking. You couldn't have told me this. I love the freedom. I love being able to walk across the room and talk to people and engage with them and say, "Hey, I see you because maybe nobody else did today." But it's time we tell ourselves that. So look in the mirror and say, "I see you. I see you for who you are and who you're meant to be." Because I'm going to tell you right now, no one, and I mean no one, can take that away from us. That is our Monday mindset for today. That is what I have for you. And if you'd like to continue the conversation, this goes into an experience inside of my free community where you have access to so much. The thing is, you must be willing to slow down a minute in order to access it. You got to want it. It's there. Everything you need is right there at your fingertips, but you got to want it. You got to slow down. I'm not a gimmick. I'm not here to say, "Oh, follow me. I need more follow." No, I don't care about that. What I am here to do is express what I experience in my life so that I can help that one person who needs to hear it today. So if you're that one, leave me a comment, join the community, take the experience. All answers are anonymous. It is a safe space, you guys. It's not social media. It's a community where we absolutely get to come in and support, encourage, and empower each other. It's everything I've ever wanted to build. I thank you for being here. I thank you for listening. I hope everything that I said today, I hope you just take a step back and I hope you do journal some of the things that we talked about in the beginning. And if you missed it, go back and take notes. Take some time, carve it out. Invest in yourself, you guys. This is an investment in yourself. This time is an investment in you. And honestly, it's an investment in me too, because as I encourage others, I'm also reminding myself. So thank you for being here. God bless you.